Well, good evening, everyone. It's week 9 of Super League Baseball Adelaide, the last doubleheader of the regular season. And it is finals time because every game tonight has consequences coming up. It's the Clippers and the Carp, followed by the Crushers and the Wasps. My name is Phil Erden, joined by Rob Ishii. Rob, the finals have come 1 week early. Everyone's got something to play for tonight.
Oh, this is exactly what we envisioned 9 quick weeks ago. Beautiful day here, great day to start essentially the playoff finals, because this is the last week, but this game we're going to see today, Carp and Clippers, the winner finishes first, gets the bye all the way to the grand final. The loser tonight's game is going to play in the semifinals next weekend.
So pretty much the way it's set up, it's 1 versus 2 to get us underway, and then 3 versus 4 to wrap it off. The team that finished top is into the championship game and gets the week off next week. The team that finishes 4th will be spectators from here on in. 2nd and 3rd will meet next Wednesday night for one final championship game spot. So the Carp, Rob, they started, and both teams have had their share being at the bottom of the ladder. It's quite amazing how the season has turned in, say, the last 3 weeks. The bottom 2 teams have become the top 2 teams.
This is not what we were looking at probably about 4 weeks into the season. The Carp started the season a little slow, floundering, kind of like a fish out of water, we'll say, the young guys, but they pulled it together the last number of weeks, got themselves into the 1 spot right now, trying to hold it on. The Clippers, the last 3 weeks, been really hot after that mid-season marquee draft. They added a couple extra players that have really stabilized their lineup, and they're hot right now. They could be the team to beat tonight.
Alrighty, we have the national anthem coming up very shortly. After that, we'll go through the starting lineups. You're watching Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Space Quake Sports. There you have it. Wouldn't start a baseball game at West Beach without the national anthem very shortly. The first pitch between the Clippers and the Carps. This is Super League Baseball Week 9. And Rob, take us through the starting lineup for your Clippers tonight.
Starting lineup for the Clippers, left or right in the outfield. Terrell Joyce will be starting in left field. Evan LeBlanc back after missing a week in patrol center field. Carl Hoschke, the big man, in right field. Dakota Thompson stabilizing third base with the Clippers since the draft at third base. Dalton Probert at shortstop tonight. Sam McGarry at second base. Jordan McCardle, the constant first baseman. Alex Carter behind the plate. And Tyler Chappie Chappell is going to be the starting pitcher today.
Alrighty, in terms of the batting lineup for the Carp, Red Sox from East Torrens, Ryan Duncan leads us off. Nathan Vanderlinden in the 2-hole. Curtis Mead is second base tonight. He's at 3. Angus Rozier, the sheep-shorn Angus Rozier. No more wild locks. He is at first base batting 4. Josh LaPiana is designated hitter at 5. Wilson Lee left field at 6. 7-hole is Blake Farr at right tonight. The catcher is Mason Clavell at 8. And they're rounded out in the 9-hole by third baseman Liam Bull. Not too far away from a start, Rob. Let's get a reputation on the line. Prediction for who will win and thus go into the championship game.
Prediction time's going to be a little tough right now because, you know, the Carp have been flying since they started off. The younger kids, they've been kind of the team that's had the biggest heart throughout this whole season. The Clippers are the hot team right now. Bats are starting to get going. I think I'm going to go with the Clippers tonight for the kind of the comeback from worst to first the last 3 or 4 weeks here.
Alrighty, I'm with you, which is kind of a worry. So it is the Carps and the Clippers. Ryan Duncan to face Tyler Chappell, and we are set to rock and roll, thanks to Spacequake Sports. Hit on the first base, come back at a Chappell. He strolls to first, and just like that, the Carp are one away.
Right, Duncan jumper on the first pitch, leadoff hitter. One of the rules we do have in Super League that pitchers do get 2 innings, 40 pitches. So the pitchers are going to be attacking batters, going right at them, and hitters know that. They're going to jump all over the first pitches they see. And now we're going to have Nate van der Linden moving back to the 2-hole at shortstop today. He's looking to give his team that first base runner.
So van der Linden comes in averaging 222 in these games, takes the first pitch low. Only just the 9 at-bats so far, so not a lot of game time. Has played in 4 of the Carps' previous 7 games. Of course, they're all scheduled to play 9, but 1 was rained out, so just the 8. No possibility of a rain out tonight.
No, it's a beautiful day. Just hitting the outside corner, getting ahead 1 and 2. Beautiful day here in Adelaide. Got up to 36 degrees. It's about 31 at game time as we start here. Perfect day. We may see some balls leave the park today. It's curveball right down the line. Fair ball. That goes in the left corner. van der Linden's got extra bases. Jason Joyce is going to track that down. van der Linden coasting into second as ball comes into third for a stand-up double. And the Carp have something going early.
Yeah, well, of course, it was last week, which was, it was interesting. We came into last week with 4 teams pretty evenly matched, and we knew the winners would sort of be playing off today in the championship game, and the loser would have 1 more shot tonight. And the Carp trailed the Wasps by a fair bit in that early game, and it all happened for them in the 6th inning, which turned out to be, with the speed-up rules, the last inning.
Last inning, they got what the Wasps have had a trouble. Good curveball inside, get ahead to 0-1. They haven't been able to get out of their way in that 1 inning. Carp found it in the 6th, able to get themselves the time limit, and almost as a walk-off, we'll say.
So the Carp, as that one is fouled away, the start of the season in not too great form. They lost their first 2 games to the Crossing. Well, then put 3 wins together, basically swept the other teams. Lost to the Clippers 3-9 the last time they played, but that comeback win 5-3 against the Wasps last week has given them a 4-3 record, which amazingly, 4-3 you would think is not, it's okay, it's not sensational, but it's good enough in this tight comp to give them top spot.
Yeah, we've seen throughout this tournament here, the Super League, the four teams, they were all pretty much balanced. And there's a line drive just into the left field bleachers. That with the tight games, players knowing each other, each game was being important.
1-2.
And a lot of 1-1 against each other, and that draw that was a few weeks ago is kind of playing big importance, especially with the rain out.
It certainly has. Curtis Mead leads the Carp for batting as that ball behind the catcher means that van der Linden has moved to third 90 feet away. So Curtis Mead struggling at ABL level as he enters his sophomore 2nd season, but I'll tell you what, he's doing the job here in the Super League, averaging 615 if you don't mind, slugging 769. His on base is 684. His OPS is somewhere north of 1400. And he's going to give Tyler Chappell plenty to think about working through this long at bat.
Yeah, Chappell got ahead of him early, 0-1, 0-2. Now he kind of nitpicked a little bit, spiked the ball, which allowed van der Linden to go to third. It's an important first run at third base. Curtis Mead's got to do a job here and get a ball to the outfield. It's going to be a pop-up out shallow. McGarry drifting back. Great catch. van der Linden tags up. They're going to be a play at the plate, and he's going to slide in. Safe. Shallow ball just behind second base, so that's going to go as a sac fly for Curtis Mead, and the Carp strike first, 1-0.
The key with that was that he basically turned McGarry around. McGarry couldn't attack the ball, wasn't facing, just that extra half a second to grab it and face the front again to get that throwaway was all that van der Linden needed.
Just got just enough that it forced McGarry to overextend a little bit. Couldn't quite get himself behind and making a good throw. He knew he had to be quick. van der Linden's speed. But right now the wild pitch there is the kind of the key point to that run scoring.
So bases are empty, but a run's on the board as Angus Rozier comes to the plate, 2 out. And that home plate needs a little bit of a re-sweep, I think. After there is plenty of paint around, as Van der Linden's scoring basically took out all of the paintwork in the process.
Chapel misses just outside. And we see here in the first inning, Carp picked up where they left off the sixth inning last week, where the biggest decision in that sixth inning might have been head coach Paul Green, and Roger fouls that one back, deciding to take out Curtis Mead and Angus Roser, as they were both 0 for 2, hadn't looked like had very good at-bats, their first 2 at-bats. The young kids that they brought in to replace them, each got hit, got that inning going, and the rest we say is history as they put up 6 to win a game.
Rozier happy to look at that one in the dirt and advance in the count to 3-1. And we know his struggles at ABL level well documented. This is where he can get back, I guess, but on this occasion a swinging strike. And we've got ourselves a full count with 2 out and no one on.
3-2.
If you just joined us, 1-0 favour the Carp.
And see if they know each other as their teammates in the SABL. See what
exactly
knows
right.
what he's going to get here. Another ball in the dirt. Earns himself a 2-out walk. And the Carp have another man on base for Ben Keeping, or Josh Lapiana, who's back in the lineup today.
Thank you.
So was away last week on preparation duties. Josh Lapiana, how did he go?
He's 1 for 4 so far in 2 games in the Super League. He was added in the mid-season, so he's only, and then when he had the rain out, so he's only been available in 2 of the 3 games. But left-handed hitter, was mainly a pitcher in college when he was with Utah, but here in the SABL for his local club, the Adelaide Angels, he's still got himself a solid average north of 300.
So 2 hits from his 8 at-bats thus far. Hang on, no, 1 hit from his 4 at-bats, averaging 250.
1 of 8.
And that was just a single, yet to strike out or be walked, if I'm reading my stats right. And right now he's at a 1-1 cut.
Hit and run, line drive right at first baseman McCarter, who spears it for the final out of the inning. But the Carp strike first. See if their pitching staff, which has been their strong point in their 3-game win streak, only allowing 2 runs in those 3 games, that gave themselves that chance to be where they are here.
Just on the black comb replay, you can hit it hard, but McCarter, all he had to do was get down on one knee and grab that. So 1-0 lead in favour of the Carp. Later on tonight, the Denmark Crushers and the Wasps, and I can remember 6 weeks ago it was round 3. These were the 2 undefeated sides. Now one of them is going to miss out on the playoffs. Amazing.
Yeah, for the late game tonight, it's going to be a go home or win tonight. It's basically playoffs are started for both of those teams today. These teams, whoever wins is going to get a bye right to the grand final. So you still got to win 2 games left. You got to win 2 in a row. Whoever loses gets a little bit of a reprieve as they play next week against the winner tonight. But both teams be putting out all the stops to win this game, get the bye right to the final, where you only got to win 1 game. All
right, so Thea Lakshmesh will lead off for the Clippers tonight. Sam McGarry, second base in the 2-hole. Terrell Joyce at left is batting 3. Evan LeBlanc, centre field 4. 5-hole, the first baseman, Jordan McArdle. At 6, the catcher, Alex Carter. 7, it's right fielder, Carl Hoschke. Dakota Thompson, a late addition, he's batting 8. And Dalton Probert is in the 9-hole at shortstop tonight. And how are the Carp set up defensively, Rob?
Defensively, left to right in the outfield. Wilson Lee will be in left. Ryan Duncan patrol center field. Blake Farrell will be in right field. Youngster Liam Bull at third base. Nate Vanderlind in the shortstop. Curtis Mead slides over to second. Angus Rhodes will be first baseman with Mason Clavel. Caught every game for them, still back there. Tyler Rusty Thompson takes going to be his first appearance here in the SABL, as he was late arrival to his Goodwood club here after being in Switzerland, where he went 7-1 with an ERA .9. This is going to be the ace, and this is who they want to go after. And he goes after the first pitch as well. A little 2-chopper to Angus Rozier at first for the first out, and Theo Lakshmesh continues to swing early in the count.
Certainly does. Could hardly swing earlier. So it looks like, so it's Rusty, is that the nickname?
Yeah, Tyler Rusty Thompson.
Okay, looks like he's got a little bit of a pitching from, is it just me or is this a slow wind-up that he pitches from?
Slow wind-up, he will speed it up from time to time. Show you a couple different arm slots.
He's almost say, well, okay, now he's in the stretch and away he goes.
He was a big addition last year for Goodwood in their championship season, the SABAL. They got him from Henley and Grange as the import switching clubs and went on to win the championship, and then returning this year. Sam McGarry follows that one straight back, and he'll be the ace of that pitching staff as the season progresses in the final couple of weeks, and then before the winter break, and then in the second half.
Alrighty. So all the ones at the moment, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rusty Thompson getting into some work. That one high on the outside, and now it's a hitter's count for McGarry.
Good game out here, though.
Glorious night. Got a 39-degree day coming towards Adelaide. It's going to be about 22 tonight. So right now, probably in the mid-25s, which is the most pleasant night we've had in the back of the Mart Hatton Grandstand all season.
Yeah, we had a few nights up here that were pleasantly in the 8 to 10 range, but this is certainly what we're looking for baseball. And there's going to be almost a swing and bunt down third base line. Liam Bull with a nice play over to first. Punched out at first base. Great play. One hand back foot over to first.
So checking out the Black Chrome replay, and we thank them. It's been great to see that through the season. Liam Bull, the throw from third, and yep, got him with half a step to spare.
Hey, Terrell, how are you, mate?
Yeah, a little
good.
Excuse me swing there. And we get 2 out. And Terrell Joyce takes the plate. The 3-4-5 is where we're going to be looking for damage today with Joyce, LeBlanc, and McCardle.
Wasting no time at this at-bat is Terrell Joyce, but flied out, and that'll be it. 3 up, 3 down for the Clippers. We go to the second. It is 1-0 in favour of the Carp. You're watching Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Specialized knowledge, ability to deliver, and professionalism are keys to our successful relationship. A friendly and experienced team.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Here we are, top of the second, week 9, the first game. We welcome you ever watching. Thanks to Spacequake Sports. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide. Phil Hurd and Rob Ushy, and it's the Carp up to bat. And a big swing and a miss to get us underway. The lineup coming up now, 6, 7, 8. Willie Lee, Blake Farr, and Mason Clavel.
Tyler Chappell in the second inning of work gets ahead 0-1. There's another check swing going around, gets ahead 0-2. So far what we've seen from Chappell tonight, his change-up's been fairly good.
2 strikes.
Got a couple ground outs, easy outs. Unfortunately, spiked the ball, which allowed a runner to get over to third. There's a ground ball that's just going to go foul. And then Curtis Mead with a sac fly essentially to the second baseman. But it was a good play by Sam McGarry in the field, just being at second base to give them the lead.
Yep. Well, they only have to win by 1 to be in the championship game. So expect things to tighten up. What was a pretty casual, laid-back affair in the opening weeks has probably started to get serious. I reckon it's started getting serious around the mid-season draft time.
Correct. It took the guys from all 4 teams a few weeks to get over the stage of this being more of an exhibition and it actually being a fairly competitive as a chopper. Thompson sits back, waits for it, fires a strike over to first base for the first out of the inning. But after about 3 weeks of the season, there started to get some competitive nature between the clubs,
Jesus.
and we saw the scores tighten up a little bit. Pitchers turned in some good performances, and then the last couple of weeks, some real competitive games. Teams coming back, bunches fired up, standing right along the railing, and starting to get into it.
So we got coming to the plate now Blake Farr, who got his ABL debut against the Perth Heat last Saturday night. It was one of those double-edged swords, Rob. The game was well and truly over after Perth put 9 runs on the board in the 5th inning. So they basically, every development player there was pretty much got a run as Farr lines that. Oh, and it's dropped. Live ball. And Farr will find himself at first. And we often talk about Evan LeBlanc missing that one. I mean, he got there. He got a glove on it. It was going to be a nice catch, but I think you got to put that one down as an error. That was gettable.
I think that's probably more a single.
You want to give that a single?
Those are for center fielders, those are the tough ones when they're directly at you.
All right.
Trying to judge the distance. He does play a little bit shallow. Just had to make sure it wasn't over his head. He came in, the sliding attempt, just couldn't quite come up with it.
All right,
Carp got themselves a base runner from Mason Clavel, who's looking to foul one off. Who's looking to get hot these last playoff weeks here. Got a big hit last week, driving a couple of insurance runs. After struggling a little bit through the year, hitting a buck 90.
Strike.
Currently in the league.
Play.
Playoffs are a completely different story. Everyone's average is 0-0 when that starts.
That's it. Everything resets. No home field advantage, of course. No best of series. It's one game, all the marbles.
Yeah, you do want to finish first today. Both these teams are going to want to win. They want that bye straight to the grand final and then have last at bats.
Yeah, but the players probably wouldn't mind a Wednesday night off either. I mean, I don't know. I don't play, but it has been a pretty intense schedule. The baseball SA game, some with double headers, the bite, for those that have those commitments. And, they're just the games, let alone the training. As we've got a steal on second, and that's going to be safe at second. So the Clippers can't quite get their fielding in order at the moment. I'm going to put that one down probably as due to the wayward throw from McGarry. I don't think they were going to have a shot on Farr there. We'll watch the black chrome replay. Actually, not too bad a throw in the end.
Yeah, sailed a little bit on Alex Carter inside into the runner there. The pitch in the dirt, that's going to get away, and Blake Farr's going to move up on ball 4. Mason Clavel's going to go down to first. Going to take a look, take a little bit of a turn. He's going to keep himself right there. We're going to see a runner for Mason Clavel coming out here as one of the rules of the Super League is the speed up rules. Catchers do get the option to go to the bench with 2 outs. They do have to go to the bench for a runner, but most times you get an opportunity to bring in someone with a little more speed.
So Liam Bull comes to the plate with another scoring opportunity. Men are at the corners, just the one out. As we saw in the first, the sacrifice is in play here. Chance for the Carp. And that was the second walk given up by Chappell, who of course is 2 outs away from retiring himself for the night. Haven't seen too many at-bats go the full count, so I don't think his pitch count's an issue at this time.
Misses inside, 2-0. They do have action up in the bullpen. Be one where pitchers do get their 40 pitches or their 2 innings, but with first place on the line, it's going to be a little bit of a short hook for guys who just aren't getting it done tonight.
Yeah. I would suspect if one more gets on, then that may be Chappell may be getting an early night. But we'll find out. I mean, they've got a game next week. It's not quite the sudden death that we're going to have later on between the Crushers and the Wasps, where you cannot leave anything on the table because it may cost you the rest of your season.
Yeah, bragging rights are always on the line. Lots of these players hang out with each other from various teams and with teammates throughout the years. So nobody wants to not make, and Runners running on the play. That's going to be a solid single into right field. Going to score run. He falls at second base. There's going to be a play at second here. And he scampers back in. Looks like an easy first to third on the hit and run, but a little scorpion action as a sniper in the stands up here did a little damage at second base.
And as suspected, another one got on, and this may be it for Chappell because that's the last 3 batters, 2 singles and a walk. So we'll find out the replacement very shortly. So it's 2-0 Carp at the moment, and they're still threatening, just the 1 out and 2 on. Clavel, despite his scorpion escapades at second, is still there, and we've got Liam Bull on first. And we'll go to the top of the order. So you always know you're travelling well when you get 2 bats in 2 innings. The Perth-Adelaide game we had on Saturday night when Perth put 16, I think it was, or 17. You lose count after a while.
Thank you.
Top of the order went around 7 times. That's a lot of batting practice.
You know you've had put up a few runs if your top 1-2 hitters are getting 6-7 at bats in a 9-inning game.
So for the bite, they travel tomorrow to Geelong, Korea. Another Southwest Conference battles. Interesting to see where the bite are based at the moment. They're 5-7, so it's certainly a better start than last year. They certainly got hammered by the Heat in the first 2 games after the pitchers were absolutely brilliant in the first 2 to take that series lead. But I have a feeling that in travelling to Brisbane and playing Melbourne and Perth, they may have just played the 3 best teams in the competition. As we've got a little bit of a pitching change. Not quite sure who it is, but we'll work that as we go along. Call to the bullpen, thanks to Wojtek.
Play.
Ryan Duncan comes to the plate, looking to bat some more in the Carp with a 2-0 lead. Clippers yet to get anyone on base. Was on the outside.
Swung at the first pitch of the game, got himself a ground out. First time up, that one he lays up from McClure. Coming in, it's an important outs for Austin McClure to get here. Needs a ground ball, needs a double play, needs to get a couple outs here, keep his team 2-0 as it's an early deficit. There's a ground ball, exactly what he wants. A little 6-4, high throw. That's going to get by Jordy McCardle, and we're going to have a 3-0 lead. As Carp get a unearned run.
So, 4th straight player to get on. Clavel has scored through all of that madness. He got to 3rd weighted, and as soon as that ball got past first, he was off to the races. So hang on, I've lost. So Liam Bull there was 1 out. Liam Bull at second, the first part of the double play. 2 out, 1 on.
Yeah, a little miscommunication between shortstop and second baseman Probert and McGarry there. Probert looked like he was going to go to the bag straight himself. Decided last minute to flip. McGarry got a good job of getting the out at second base. Throw first was a little bit wild. McClure got his head over one with the fastball. There's curveball. Somehow misses Vanderlinden as he bends out of the way there. 1-1 count. 2 out. Vanderlinden doubled the score his first time up. He'll be looking to stay hot.
So Austin McClure, nickname Arzie from the Sturt Saints. He was pick number 42, round 11 in the pre-season draft.
Speak to Cole. He wants it on.
Part of the Adelaide Armada charter team in the senior league. He's an under-18 state rep.
1 of each.
And making his way into senior baseball and probably enjoying the taste that he's getting here, albeit in a bit of a pressure situation. Still just working his way around that strike zone at the moment. 2-1 the count. 2 out. So it'll be interesting to see if he'll get, you'd assume he'd get 1 more inning at work. All pitchers would like to, if they're relieving, at least start an inning where they get a clear basis to work from. Entices the swing, and we've got ourselves a Richie 2-2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in Super League Baseball. The Carp 3-0 leaders. Van der Linden, who scored the opening run with a double, looking to add to that. Fouled away.
Well, so far we've seen from the Carp what they've done all year. They've put runners in motion, hit and run. Guys moving on stolen bases. Guys not really, Blake Farr got a stolen base today. He's not exactly known for his speed.
2-2.
But scampered down to second base, throw was a little bit off, got himself there.
Yeah, Angus.
See if they put Ryan Duncan in motion here, 2-2.
Angus Rozier aside, maybe Muggleton don't strike me as a powerful team, as that one is fouled up, giving Dakota a chance to work his way, and that one's into the corporates. They don't strike me as a powerful hitting team compared with others, but it's what they do around the bases that gets them the runs.
Yeah, early in the season when some of those nights that we had that were down here that were a little cooler and wind was howling in and swirling around, the power hitting teams weren't going to get the ball out of the ballpark, and the Carps played the little small ball, moved guys over, hit and runs, and got them some wins. And as it's kind of warmed up, there's a drive from Van der Linden. Terrell Joyce fades back, able to play it as it's right at him for the final out of the inning. But the Carp again score this inning, two more. It's 3-0. Clippers are going to have to respond soon before this thing falls a little too late.
Yeah, three is about the gettable margin in this type of game because it is only 7 innings, it is only 2 hours. So even if you do manage to have a big rally late, you start to run out of time to actually launch one. So it is a game with a bit of a difference. Next week the playoffs, being told by a wise colleague, there will be 7 innings, but no speed up rules because it is just the one game. So it will go the full 7.
Have the speed up rules. We just won't have the time.
It will have the time. My apologies. Yes.
Yeah, we'll still have the pitchers will still only be 40 pitches, 2 innings, runners for the catchers, but we won't have the 2 hour limit. It'll be a traditional 7-inning baseball game.
Just wanted to say good day to Radiancy, who's tuned in, saying good day on the YouTube feed.
Yes.
Good day to all those watching on NITV as well, which bobs up in many amazing places. And we thank you for tuning in wherever that may be to some Aussie baseball, or South Aussie baseball in particular. First year of Super League Baseball, and I guess as we round out the minor round, your thoughts, having seen pretty much every pitch hurled down so far this season?
Yeah, I've been out here for all the games, but I think every time you ask me to pick a winner, I don't know if I've ever gotten it right.
Oh, that's why I ask you to go first. So bottom of the second, it will be 4, 5, 6. LeBlanc, McArdle and Carter. And it is Evan LeBlanc from the Kensington Cardinals. First up to bat. Rusty Thompson working into his second innings of work and tries to find the outside paint. Nothing doing.
Thompson's going to get an opportunity to tackle a little bit more here. He's got a 3-0 lead. He's going to be working right at hitters. Wants to get as many outs as quickly as possible. Turn it over to the next guy in the pen. He hits the outside corner with a good fastball, leaving the count 1-1.
1 of 8.
So even count, 1-1, none out. Clippers with 3 runs to make up. They've got about 6 innings to do it if we keep to time. Oh, and what's been summer has finally arrived in Adelaide. It
1, 2.
Week or so late. We're now the 5th of December. Previous baseball weekends have been in the low 20s at best. That one is played. Will it find the gap? Yes, it will. And it's got through Ryan Duncan. He was caught in 2 minds, wasn't he, Rob? He didn't know whether to go forward for the dive or stay back for the bounce. And in the end, he really did neither.
Yeah, came in looking for the outstanding play, sliding opportunity. Missed it, got by him. And then Evan LeBlanc's going to end up with a double. Clippers have something going.
So
they need to pretty much score something this inning to get back.
I know we always have these scoring discussions, but so clearly that's a single because that was uncatchable. He advanced to second. Is that make it a double for him? Or is the advance? That was part of the double?
That'll
okay.
Be a double.
So I'm really out there trying to put ease on everybody, aren't I, tonight?
Yeah, Yeah, no, that would have been an exceptional play if Ryan Duncan's able to come up with it.
Yeah, I understand the out. It was just the fact that had he have picked it up, so if he just stayed back and picked it up, then we probably wouldn't have LeBlanc at second. But he's in scoring position, just the start the Clippers need here as we get to Geordie McArdle.
He missed a few weeks with when he was away with the under 23 team, so he does only have 3 games under his belt here with them. 7 at bats, 2 for 7. One of those was a 3-run home run in the first inning 2 weeks ago, which set the pace for the Clippers for a big win that was almost a season game for them.
Well, he also put one over the fence last Friday night for the bite, which helped them in their 3-run shutout of the most attacking team in the ABL. And he averaged 280, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs for the Aussies in the Under-23 World Cup played in Colombia. So certainly has had some good patches and certainly has improved with the Diamondbacks, but comes crashing down to earth there. First strikeout victim for Thompson tonight.
Yeah, there's that change of arm slots for Tyler Thompson. Dropped down, came from the side, froze McArdle as he hit the outside corner with the fastball. And now we got Alex Carter against Tyler Thompson. Both players played in Europe, fairly good friends. We're on the same team.
Could go and say it again. Who did Carter play for?
Carter played for the Montpellier Barracuda.
That's what I want. I just wanted that little bit of French into the call. Thank you, Rob.
Barracuda du Montpellier.
One ball.
Yes, it is amazing in the Super League, and we obviously see it a bit in the ABL too, that there is just this Aussie invasion in Europe as that one is hit long. I reckon that's going to get out of here. And there she goes, and we got ourselves a ball game. 2-run jack to AC Carter. It's 3-2, and a no-doubter to left.
Get off me baseball. Alex Carter flexes his muscle. Man who had 62 2 years ago in a home run derby shows off the power there with a big 2-run shot. Get his team back in it, and the Clippers are down 3-2.
As we look, I mean, we mentioned that the Carp don't have the power, but the Clippers are loaded with it. McArdle hits home runs. Obviously, Alex Carter hits home runs. I've seen Carl Hoschke absolutely launch some balls over the fence here at West Beach. And that power's got themselves back. 1-run ball game. And what's a big battle for top spot in Super League Baseball Adelaide.
Yeah, we got Carl Hoschke here hitting 7th. Hit some deep balls out of here, and then the on-deck hitter, the third baseman, Dakota Thompson, already has 3 in the SABL. Hit a big one to center field this past weekend to tie the game up for them. So certainly when you got probably about 7 home run hitters in your lineup, pitcher's got to navigate a little more cautiously. But when you got a 3-run lead, you are awarded that luxury of attacking.
Had a 3-run lead.
That one.
You had a 3-run lead. As yes, even the ground balls scoot up the dirt there. So Thompson quite happy just to reassess and give the ball a bit of a rub and take his time through this. He doesn't appear to be a pitcher in a particular hurry. Has the slow wind up. And delivers a high fastball, which will make the count 2-2.
Yeah, when he was ahead of the count, 1-2, tried to overthrow a fastball a little bit, got away from him. Now he's going to be looking for his best pitch of the sequence, 2-2, doesn't want to fall behind 3-2.
Yeah. Tried to find an outside low corner, couldn't do so, and he's done exactly what he didn't want to do.
3-2.
Good job by Hoschke to lay off that pitch. Kind of known to swing at pitches down in the dirt when he's behind in the count. Able to stay off that one, give himself a full count pitch. As
a hitter, is it easier to read the high ones than the low ones, just the angle of it all?
The high ones are harder to lay off. That's why.
There's a
that's why pitchers, if you can find that perfect spot for that high fastball, especially against the power hitters, you'll love to tie them up upstairs. You just don't want to miss because those are the ones that leave the yard awfully quick, like Alex Carter proved last at bat.
So we're loaded. Full count. 1 out, 1-run ball game. The bases are empty. Puts that one down in the strike zone and fouled away by Hosky.
Balls, please.
He's battling here. Who's behind 1 and 2?
Sorry.
Up to a 3-2 with a couple foul balls. He's looking for a mistake.
Thanks, mate.
Hunting for something to handle here.
3-2.
Keep this inning going for the Clippers, who have 1 out with 2 runs already on the board.
Yeah, looks
like
like
a 2-run home run.
Early days. Looks like it's going to be a close battle in the race for the first berth in the championship game. Full count, 1 out. Rusty Thompson through his wind-up routine. Put that one right down King William Street, and Hosky just looked at it. And he will be the second retirement. And the second strikeout for Thompson in this inning.
Thompson with a good slider. Nice and tight. Sat on the outside corner. Had a late break right at the end. Hosky couldn't quite pull the trigger. 2 outs for third baseman Dakota Thompson.
So Dakota Thompson. He's the third baseman tonight.
The change up on the outside corner. Another one who's shown he's been fairly aggressive here in Super League. He's 2 for 8. He's only had an opportunity to play 3 games. He was late addition. But he's got it last weekend. Another back-to-back changeup there. 0-2. Last week he was probably the instrumental part of both of their comebacks to get themselves another victory. Put them in their spot right here tonight for a chance to win first place in the inaugural Super League Championship.
So Thompson a strike away from getting through. This one, though, is going to be a grounder to short. Bit of work for Van der Linden. Looks like he's up to it. He is in the dirt. Picked up by Roja. And that'll be the Clippers away. But not before they put 2 runs on the board. It's 3-2 Carp. This, here, thanks to Spacequake Sports, is
balls.
Super League Baseball Adelaide.
Just give us...
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
So to the third we go, and some of the crowd enjoying the new look facilities. We did talk in the early weeks that West Beach would be renovated and would look very different. It certainly does now. Not only have we moved the 2 general admission grandstands closer to home plate, we've added a little porch of a third little general admission stand next to the club rooms. And our general admission stands, the 2 big ones, are now fully undercover, which is a excellent on a night like tonight. No sun issues whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely great improvements to Bennett Field here. We spoke about them a couple times throughout the season. 2 weeks ago, we saw a little bit here, but in the 1 week, and then with the Bite home games, we see the outfield lined up nicely with all the advertising, the hitter's eye, the logos in right field, the stands. It's a great place to come watch a baseball game. Whether it's Super League Wednesday nights, a couple weeks coming up, we got finals and grand finals, or whether it's going to be for bike games throughout the season.
And of course for ABL fans, well, games start tomorrow. This is sort of like the little warm-up. When too much baseball is never enough. We're going to give that a try on Saturday. Just got to talk you through that schedule in a sec. But right now in the Super League, it's Curtis Mead facing Ozzie McClure at the moment. Mead with the critical sacrifice fly that just got McGarry turned the wrong way, which brought home Van der Linden. Now he's up 3-0 in the count. Chance to do some damage here and does. Now I have asked this on the ABL coverage. The 3-0 count, 95% of the time the batter just stands there like a statue, watches a strike sail through. Don't have a chance to ask you why, as we find the 5.5 hole, and Mead is making things happen. A single to get us underway in the third. 3-0 count. Why does it benefit the team to stand there and take the strike?
Well, for the leadoff batter in an inning, if pitcher comes out and throws three wide, he hasn't quite found his comfort level. So that batter would like to take one, maybe get his batter going. It also depends on the hitter. Hitter like Curtis Mead, very good hitter, but he's not the traditional power threat that we'll see. Say Angus Rozier, who's got a little more power threat, he might be swinging 3-0 because that's a pitch that he knows he can handle if it's in that one spot that he wants.
Because you almost know that unless the pitcher is really out of sorts, it's going to be a strike. And if you know it's going to be a strike, it's the only pitch in the sequence you know is going to be a strike. But anyway.
It is also, it's the newer age of thinking for baseball. It's a little more traditional. Taking the pitch 3-0. There's lots of a lot of hitting coaches that will preach. You always have to take. You always have to take.
Okay.
But with the way the baseball game's going now, home runs is the key factor. And if you're going to let a 3-0 fastball go that's right down the middle, hitting coaches are going to get mad at you at the upper levels, the pro levels, because you don't let good pitches go unpunished.
So 0-1 count. Rozier, who was walked at his first at bat, has a swing at that. Put high. I think it looks playable. It is. And in the end, pretty easy fly out for Evan LeBlanc.
Alex, come on.
Which keeps Mead at first.
Alex, let's go.
Angus Rozier got just under that one a little bit, popped it up to dead center field. That's one that we can see the flag, the golf course flag blowing in straight in from center field, just outside the ballpark here. But it isn't howling like it was in passing, so it had a little bit of carry to it.
I know the next bit they have to put some shade on. That's to our right. As there's a hut. Is it going to be fair? Foul. No. Foul by maybe 6 foot, maybe less.
Yeah, we've seen Josh LaPiana in his couple of weeks here in the Super League. He's got 2 hits here. Both have been through that 5.5 hole between shortstop and third baseman. Both ground balls through there. It might be Super's coaching staff doing any kind of scouting. They may be looking to shade someone.
With a man on that.
That's going to be a foul ball off his foot. It's going to hurt a little bit.
With a man on, that 5.5 hole is almost a 5 3/4 hole at the moment because shortstop is very close to second base.
You've got no signals there. You can't see the signals.
Yeah, they're playing him to pull as a left-handed hitter. But when you play him to pull and your pitcher pitches away, you're kind of pitching against your defense.
Yes.
Whereas
it's a little
should pitch into the defense if you want to get the out.
It's a little bit like cricket. You've got an offside field and you bowl it to their legs. As that one is right down the middle of the plate towards Joyce. He'll stick an arm up and mid it. And that's 2 away. And once again, Mead stays at first base.
Oh, well played by Terrell Joyce in left field. He moved about a foot or two to his left, back, forward, and ended up right where he started.
Just trying to get the angle. He probably wouldn't be... He might have had a little bit of issue with the sun. I don't think there's probably too many... Anyone who may have an issue is the catcher with any plays coming in from right. I think is going to get a fairly big dose of the sun right at them.
He bluffed at first base there. We've seen the Carp run in the past already tonight with 2 out. Good opportunity to have a speedy runner and Curtis Mead moving.
So Wilson Lee, who, was called up very early for the bite on Saturday night.
Was it a strike?
Yeah,
probably.
We were a bit trepidatious on how the Aussie starters would go, and it wasn't going too bad until Greg Moselle had a comebacker that was deflected. He went to grab it between the grass and the infield, between first and second, did his knee.
That's going to be strike 3. That was actually Ben Keeping hitting there, so we'll have to check to see. Wilson Lee probably was down in the bullpen as he is.
Of course.
Taking a stroll out to the mound here. one of the rules of Super League is pitcher can't, the batter is in the game, as Wilson Lee was in left field. He comes out of the game, he can go to the bullpen. The batter will take his spot in the lineup, and then he has to be the next pitcher in line, as he is right now. When he's done, he'll be out of the game altogether.
First strikeout
No worries.
for Ozzy McClure.
Thank you.
As we go to the bottom of the third, and as you said, Willie Lee comes out. As the Clippers still working through their order for the first time, will be 9-1-2 Dalton Probert, assuming they stay in the lineup. Lakshmi and Sam McGarry.
Good Super League debut for Tyler Thompson today. He had 2 innings. The only skate on there. Sinking line drive to center field, which Ryan Duncan couldn't quite get into a double. And then A.C. Carter went off, hit one deep to left field over the fence for 2 runs. Carp still lead 3-2. Wilson Lee will be looking to continue his,
it's hard,
his up and down performances here in Super League. He's had great ones where he struck out 4 or 5 batters in a row. He's also had a couple where he walked a few batters, been around the zone. Right now he's sitting currently with a 6.35 ERA, 1-0, 6 innings, 6 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Looks like Dalton Probert will be stepping up. This will be a first at bat. Shortstop today taking over for their normal leadoff hitter and shortstop Dylan Brammer, who's away at family wedding back home in the United States. But regardless of them winning or losing tonight, he'll be back in the lineup next week or in the final. Probert squares to bunt, trying to catch the third baseman sleeping. 0-1.
Alrighty, so 1-run ball game, top spot up for grabs. And the Carp came out bursting with a run in the first, 2 in the second. Responded to by the Clippers, 2 in the bottom of the second. And we're back to 1 crack of the bat game, as that's a good grounder picked up. Not the easiest to get to when you've got to get that low full on the run, but Curtis Mead has those for breakfast. And the Clippers are 1 away.
Curtis Mead comes in, keeps his glove down. Didn't wait for the second or third hop to eat him up there. Attacked that ball, came up clean, got himself the first out of the inning, which we're going to have to be quick here. Theodore Camash doesn't like to wait around for too many pitches.
No, well, he was the leadoff man, and like the leadoff man, Duncan for the Carp, swung at the first pitch. Got the green helmet on from the Woodville Senators as Willie Lee. In fact, is this Senator versus Senator we got now?
Wilson Lee's at Sturt this season.
He's made the move.
Yeah, he made a move. He was at Woodville the last 2 seasons, but he's switched clubs, so he probably, unless they played each other, they may not even know each other who they are.
Of course, well, for Willie Lee, that would probably be looking like a good decision at the moment. Sturt are right in the mix, and unfortunately for my beloved green and gold Woodville Senators, they are not.
Well, congratulations to them. They got their first win of the SABL season on the weekend. They beat Golden Grove. And Sturt suffered their first loss of the season. They lost 11-1 to Chris Burkholder and Glenelg.
Yeah, sometimes you can just have a bad day out. I mean, top team undefeated, losing 11-1, but sometimes it just happens. And Glenelg are no slouches either. They'll be expected to be in the finals. Of course, it's a 13-team Division 1 comp, and the top 6 go through. And I know on the bubble at the moment are your Kensington Cardinals. How are they travelling, Rob?
Yeah, well, after a slow start at home, we got our first home win this past season against Northern Districts. 3-time Caps medal and team captain Nick Talbot hit a walk-off in the 10th inning.
Well, hey.
Definitely a good back and forth battle between the 2 teams as Lucky Mesh pops that one up to Vanderlinden in that short. He camps under it quite nicely for the second out of the inning. Wilson Lee's cruising.
He is cruising. Last time I saw Willie Lee pitch for the Carp, he was bringing the fire. I think he faced 8 batters and struck out 6 of them. So far, not a strikeout as yet. a pop-up and a ground out, but he'll take him. No one on, 2 out, as they try and hold on to this 1-run lead. So 1-0 count. This time evens it up, and we're at 1-1, 2 out, none on.
Good slow curveball after fastball in the outside corner. Kind of throw Sam McGarry there, falls behind 0-2. Grounded out to third his last time up. He'll be looking to improve on that. Another curveball. That one had a little more bite to it, missing on the outside corner.
1-2.
Yeah. So the 2-1 count, this gets a hit to Mead. Again, attacks the ball, swallows it, and gets the out. And I think a key one there, Robbie, put his whole body behind it. So even though he didn't quite get it in the mitt cleanly, it just bobbled up off his chest. Hardly noticed.
Yeah, he was able to, if something kind of a bad hop, he had no problem with that one. After 3, it's 3-2 Carp.
All right, thanks to Black Chrome. This is...
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
You're looking live at Bennett Field, West Beach Park, Super League Baseball Adelaide, on a glorious Wednesday night in the South Australian capital. Summer is here and the weather's arrived. We're expecting a 39-degree day Celsius tomorrow for those stateside in Fahrenheit country. That is well into triple figures. You're with Phil Hurd and Rob Ushy. This is week 9 and the minor round is almost done. And everything is up for grabs. We know the Clippers and the Carp, the 2 teams you're seeing now, they are playoff bound, but they're playing for top spot. And there's a big reward, Rob Ushy, for the winner tonight.
As the temperature heats up, so does the play. We got 2 teams battling for first place right now. Winner gets first place, a bye to the grand final. The loser isn't eliminated, but they'll play next Wednesday against the winner of tonight's game of the Dungamore Crushers and the GSR Plumbing Wasps.
Yeah, so it's a big double-header. Just looking at how we're travelling for time, we are through 3 in about 54 minutes. So we're sort of on the edge. I tend to find with these games, Rob, that they tend to start okay, but as it gets tenser and there's more changes and the innings tends to stretch a bit. So we'll be watching that time clock. There are no new innings after 1 hour 50. And it will be interesting to see where we're at when we get to around about halfway through the 6th.
And we see the score is going to play a little bit into the year. We're in the top of the 4th. The Clippers are trailing. They're going to their ace, Chris Burkholder, to stem the flow. They probably were hoping to get 1 more inning before they'd have to go to him. But today they're going to him.
They probably
got 6 innings with a 0 ERA.
Yeah, not bad. He's going to give up a hit though, as Clavel, on what sounded a bit like a broken bat. We'll have to check in a minute. Just had a little bit of that crack to it, maybe not. But found the gap nicely. And again, as they have done in 2 of the 3 innings thus far, the leading man is at first base.
Yeah, Blake Farr starting the night 2 for 2. Stolen base. Continuing his hot hitting in the second. Clavel with a chopper. Gary's going to have to get rid of it real quick. Get the force out at second base. Clavel beats it out at first. They get the leader there. Another slow turn there at second base from the Clippers middle infielders. That it was tailor-made. Clavel doesn't run all that well at being a catcher. And they just waited for it a little bit too much. And then we do have the speed-up rules taking effect here. We will wait as Mason Clavel comes off the field. Speedster Nick George is going to take over. Young man who's had a few opportunities, but definitely a threat on the bases.
He was picked up in round 16, Nick George, from your old club, the Reds of Northern Districts. So now, Liam Bull, his second at-bat has an RBI single to his credit thus far.
We'll just congratulate Nick George as well, as this past weekend he hit his first Division I home run.
Hey! That's, what do you have to do? Do you get drinks shouted at the bar, or do you have to shout the bar? How does that work?
As long as it's the Sweet Amber Pale Ale, I think it's okay.
Because I'm not sure I've actually come to think of it that he may not be old enough to have a drink just yet.
2 strikes.
Of course, it is Aussie, where you're 18, you can drink, not quite the States where it's 21. What's it in Canada, Rob?
In Canada, it actually varies from province to province. Most provinces are 18 years old. There's a couple that are 19.
Okay. Now, you're from
Manitoba.
Manitoba, Winnipeg?
Yeah, and that's...
Which I believe where you're from is the biggest French quarter outside of Quebec.
2 strikes.
Yes, Manitoba does have. We have a couple areas that are pretty distinctive in French. The local club that I look after there is in the French area. It's the Saint Boniface, the Legionnaire.
The Legionnaire. And of course, you've spent your Aussie winters, European summers in France, and you certainly have the accent down. How are you fluent in French? Conversational in French?
I read it a lot better than I speak it.
Okay.
We did have to take it in school for a while, but at one point I decided, I guess, that there's a big swing and a miss by the Bull. Taking arts was a better option.
Yep.
Can't say maybe it was the best choice, but at that looking back, but
first strikeout for Brammer there. So 2 out. Man on first. That's Claverley got there on a double play that didn't quite get to first in time. Back to the top of the order, I think.
Yeah, we have a pinch hitter here. It's Patrick Inglis hitting now for Ryan Duncan, who's down in the bullpen. He'll be the next pitcher out when they choose to go away from Wilson Lee.
Time.
So Carp have got someone on every inning, and in the first and second converted that to runs. Right now, the Clippers in the last couple of innings have kept the man on base to first out of scoring position. And it's a 1-1 count. And they've brought in, you'd have to say that this is their ace on the hill at the moment. They've rolled the dice and said, we've got to stop this now, give ourselves a shot later.
With the 2-hour time limit in Super League, we're looking there. Clippers will be looking for 2 innings out of Burkholder here to stem the tide. Inglis is going to pop that one straight up. Carter's going to take a look, but he won't have anything to track down there as it goes out of play.
Not unless he was going to climb up on the roof. And it's a high roof. So we got the Richie, 2 on, 2 out. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Something about to happen. Burkholder puts that one down right down the middle and fouled away by Inglis.
That's good at bat here by Inglis, battling to stay alive against Burkholder, who's proven in the Super League and in the FCABL for the last couple of years to be one of the tougher pitches.
Ivy League pitcher with the big green of Dartmouth, and he gets a big swing and a big out. Keeps the Carp scoreless. We are halfway through 4, and it is a 3-2 ball game, and that's back-to-back strikeouts for Burkholder.
I think there's some rubbed up, eh?
Exactly what the Clippers needed. They needed to put up a 0, keep themselves within 1, try to give their offense a chance to get back to an even score. They're down 3-2. They got their 3, 4, 5 hitters, their big boppers, Terrell Joyce, Evan LeBlanc, and Jordan McCardle coming up this inning. Take a look at the newly renovated Bennett Field that we were speaking about earlier. You can see the new stands have been moved in closer. We got covers over top. If you're joining us on NITV on Saturday or the local channels on Friday, settling in for evening of baseball here. 2 teams battling, winner finishes first in the inaugural season. Loser isn't out of it. They'll finish third
Batter.
with our second game to follow.
Yep.
Battling for an elimination.
Has a very Aussie rules feel to this. This is like a major or a second semi where the two teams have a double chance. Can lose today and they're still alive next week, and the winner's off to the grand final. And we will go to 3, 4, 5 in the lineup. Terrell Joyce, Evan LeBlanc and Jordan McArdle, which is where they started to get their offense going first time around. A pretty quick fourth inning. At least top of the fourth. We're now at the bottom of the fourth.
Well, Wilson Lee in the second inning of work. First inning had a couple ground outs to second base and a little pop up to shortstop. Looking to command the zone again. As Terrell Joyce takes a big swing, fouls that back. And we got teammates against each other, both at Sturt this season.
There is a fair Sturt contingent. In this team.
2-1.
2-1 the count. Bottom of the fourth. You just get the feeling Joyce will just launch into one and we'll have a tied ball game. And I guess that's the threat when it's a one-run lead and you've got the power that the Clippers bring. Just you can't afford to make one bad pitch because you could be over the fence in a big hurry.
Clavel decided to go with the curveball there. Fell behind 3-1. Now he's going to have to give Joyce something to hit. Missed inside. And the Clippers have their leadoff man on for Evan LeBlanc, who started their two-run rally in the second with a leadoff double.
Just the second time in 4 digs that the leadoff man's got off for the Clippers. Last time it was Evan LeBlanc who's at the plate now, and he was escorted around courtesy of Alex Carter's home run. It's going to be a big week next week here at West Beach. It starts with the preliminary final, the playoff game in the Super League. As Willie Lee faces LeBlanc and high on the outside. Thursday night, Bite Baseball returns, our third home series. Come on down, check out the new facilities here. That's against the Canberra Cavalry, who they've been on the road for the first 2 weeks, where they've rebuilt the fort in Canberra and have done all right. 5-7 record, all on the road. And
which is what you want when you start half your season on the road.
Yep.
If you can hover around 500 before coming home, it's definitely what they're going to want. So Bite will be in for a little bit of a fight probably next weekend.
So that's Wednesday Super League, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Cavalry as Joyce is a carp sandwich, and he is taken. As we have a look at the Black Chrome replay.
Second week in a row, Wilson Lee's picked somebody off. Got that slow leg. Joyce got caught kind of flat-footed there. Tried to speed up at the end and steal himself into second base, but eliminates the early threat. But we still have Evan LeBlanc with a 2-0 count. We'll be looking to jump right back in where Joyce was. Fouls that one back. That one's going to drift out of play as Angus Rozier watches that fade in behind the new grandstands.
Yep. Thankfully, no one suspecting. Passerby collected that one. So now a 2-1 count. Bottom of the fourth.
Play.
Clippers trailing by 1. Of course, these are 7 innings contests if they go the distance. Big swing and a miss. And not too many times, Rob, that I see a home run when the player's left holding the bat with one hand.
No, there's a couple ballparks in the majors that are small little bandstands. Cincinnati's one that's tiny that it's happened, which a guy's broken his bat and it's gone out. He's thrown his bat at the ball and it's gone over the fence.
Yeah,
but
that's
you usually gotta drive through a baseball, and when you're left flailing around, you've been fooled.
so full count, 1 out, no one on. They the wind up in the dirt, and LeBlanc was off to first base, and I was sort of with him, Rob, but that must have caught the lowest of low corners.
Yeah, just on the outside corner. Wilson Lee, being left-handed, found the black there. Evan LeBlanc wasn't happy with it. He thought he had drawn a one-out walk, but now Jordan McArdle gonna have to start a two-out rally here.
Yeah. Well, they only need one to tie it, and I guess heaven help us if they do tie it. Although we go to speed up rules, we still have the hour 50 rule in place. And just for the record, if it is a tie today, the Carp go through. They have the better record.
Well, there is actually a small contingency that the Crushers, as McArdle just thinks through, he knew that one was going to be a strike, that if we do end a tie and the Crushers win tonight, due to head-to-head in runs, they will finish first. So they'll be, as they're watching here on the side here,
I give you that.
They're hoping for that draw.
Yeah, you are quite correct.
McArdle's going to drive that one. He's not happy, didn't get it. Left fielder's twisted around a little bit, but Keeping finds himself under that one.
He took
little adventure in left field, but he found it again, and for the final out, as we see here, McArdle a little unhappy. He knew he missed it, but he was nearly gifted as it swirled a little bit. Keeping found it again, put it away for the final out of the inning.
Their specialised knowledge, ability to deliver and professionalism are keys to our successful relationship, a friendly and experienced team.
She got two little horns and they give me a little bit.
It's Wednesday night baseball at West Beach, a lovely summer's day here in the South Australian capital of Adelaide. We've got ourselves a ball game, top of the fifth, grand final berth on the line. The winner goes to the grand final. If there's a tie, as you said, Rob, actually a whole nother story.
Yeah, I prefer just going with a winner. We don't need to have all these going to runs and backup stats and tertiary stats. Win and lose, one of the nice things about baseball, generally, there's no tying in baseball.
Yeah, except what we faced a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was a great game. Kind of that tie between the Clippers and the Crushers was probably, and we've had some great games, that was right up there.
Yeah, we do have the international rules, which puts guys on, and both teams used them, scored, couldn't get more than the one, and just kept battling each other for 2 innings in the extra time. Burkholder continues his strikeouts, as that's 3 in a row.
It was just edge of your seats stuff that game. And you're right, he's in a rhythm and is probably going to lament the fact that he's only got 2 more outs to work with at this point. But Curtis Mead has been probably one of the more dangerous Carp hitters. He sacrificed fly, which got an RBI single to field. So he's having an impact. This is a bouncer.
Quick strike over to McArdle at first.
Building concept.
Caught quick. It was a good fastball, just low in the zone. Mosher gets a piece of it, stay alive. 0-2.
There you go, Chris.
So just to go back to the bite coming up, to get your tickets, avoid the queue at the ballpark. Some great ABL action. Enjoy the undercover seating, or grab a ticket at the Shark Tank and enjoy one of the great spectacles of South Australian sport, a night at the Shark Tank. Go to adelaidebite.com.au as Roger puts that high. It does send Joyce back, but is playable. Comes forward now, and that'll do it for the Carp. First time today they go 3 up and 3 down with no one getting on. It remains 3-2 in favour of the team in red.
Yeah, we're going to have another Wojtek call to the bullpen here. Wilson Lee had his 2 innings of work, all you're allowed in the Super League. Looks like the Carp are going to go to Ryan Duncan, who was taken out of center field earlier to warm up. Means he does have to be the next pitcher in line. He's been their ace, so we see they're looking to get to the end here with Ryan Duncan. Gave up his first run of the Super League last week in the first inning, and then he followed it up with a second inning of nothing. One run in 12 innings of work. Certainly shown he could be vying for the best pitcher of the tournament when this season's over.
Well, 5 appearances, 1 start, 9 innings pitched. ERA 0.0. No, it's not.
He's gonna get Alex Carter, teammate Carl Hoschke, and Dakota Thompson. So he's got 3 righties, all with power. He's gonna have to keep the ball either in on their hands or down low and away to avoid one of them launching one deep and getting themselves, the Clippers, tied up here.
So in that 9 innings of work, 5 hits. It did concede a run, but it wasn't deemed to be earned, hence the donut ERA. Walked 2, struck out 11 thus far. 30 at-bats, no earned runs. That's
Better.
an average you'd like to keep, and if he's going to keep it at 0, he's going to earn it, because you're right, the power is coming for the Clippers. Starting off right now with a man who's already got a home run tonight in Alex Carter.
Alex Carter got a hold of a 2-2 Tyler Thompson fastball that he tried to beat in, didn't get it up, but AC got it up and over the fence in left field. I'm going to try right field this time, but Farr's going to watch that one sail off into the Clippers bullpen.
1 strike.
6, 8, 10. So the Clippers have used 11 pitches thus far. 5 of them have yet to record an ERA, but none of them, the rest have only gone at the most 2 innings. And thus far, only Nathan van der Linden has pitched as much as Ryan Duncan, and he's tied with 9 innings pitched. So you're right, the most consistent player they've brought up so far. And so both teams are throwing their best pitches into the mix right now.
Both teams are showing that they're going for this win. Carter's going to pop another one straight back. So far he's tried right field, left field, and now straight back.
Straight back.
Foul balls.
He's covered the compass. There's only one direction left to go.
Yeah, going to have to play him straight up defensively. He's spraying around the field.
So Duncan, the lefty, low and in the dirt, virtually at the sand shoes of Carter, which helps him get back into the count, 1 and 2. This one, well, looked from here to be a ball, but Carter was taking no chances with one of those low outside corner calls and just got an edge of the bat to it.
Yeah, we saw Burkholder get a couple low outside corners last inning, so he didn't want to take a chance that he has catching Burkholder. He knows the zone tonight. Knew that it might be there. That one, a little bit short of the plate, won't be there.
No.
Evens the count 2 and 2.
No, Yorkers don't count as strikes in the comp.
We do have 2 and 2. The count on the screen there in front of you is wrong, so we'll.
Yeah, it's catching up. And again, foul. 2 and 2 remains the count. Bottom of the 5th. Lead-off man and new pitcher. And this has been a fair count, because this would be, I reckon, pitch number 7 or 8 at least.
Yeah, this will be pitch 9 coming up. He's fouled off 5 and a couple others. Took one for a strike. That one's going to be a slow chopper right back to Duncan. He's just going to come up for the easy throw over to first baseman. And we do have what we've had all year long, teammate versus teammate. both from the East Torrens Red Sox. Ryan Duncan, Carl Hoschke. We did see them earlier in the year face each other. Alluded back then as are very good friends. They play in the off season, in the winter. They play up in Queensland together, where they're both originally from.
Yep.
And won a championship up there with their local team for the Winter League.
Yep. Yeah, if you're going to play Winter League ball, Queensland's the place. As interesting that Hoschke and Carter share the same bat. I don't know if you noticed that. Carter, when he ground out, left it there. Hoschke came out, batless, and picked it up, gave it a rub down, and said, "Yep, good to go. Thanks for warming it up for me."
Oh, probably the same bat that Carter used in his 2-run homer last inning.
It's the lucky bat.
Yeah, everybody's going to be looking for a little extra power here as we get late in the game and them down a run.
Suddenly it becomes the team bat.
On the swing.
Fair bit of dust brought up with that one. 0-2 the count. So Hoschke, actually, hang on.
2 strikes.
Okay, 0-2 is the count. Got a swing out of Hoschke, and that was a quick, after a long at-bat for LeBlanc. That was just 3 pitches. Thanks for coming.
And Dakota Thompson's going to be coming up to bat.
Yeah.
0-for-1 tonight. He had a ground out to shortstop. A little bit of a high chopper that Vanderlinden had to come get as Thompson got down the line pretty quick. He'll be looking for a little 2-out magic out of the 8-hole.
Yes, and again, it's a 1-run game. Players with power at the plate can't afford to have one bad pitcher. That Duncan's working through this pretty well. Got a low bouncer that is ruled foul, and we'll all come back. Thompson decided he wasn't going to look at the umpire. He's just going to run and find out when he got there.
Have the ball right down third base line there. Not going to take any chances. Run hard down the line. Every runner's going to count at this stage in the game when you're down a run.
1 of 8.
Shadows just starting to make their way across.
Play.
We'll be fully covered by the time we have our nightcap game, which Fraser Fife and Rob Ushy will do, the finale for the season. Another one in the dirt.
Duncan really commanding his curveball tonight. Both sides of the plate. He had Hoschke get on the inside corner with that curveball. Then he went fishing on the outside. That time he had Thompson fooled on the outside corner. He'll probably look to come back inside with something hard here.
Oh, yeah. You could feel that was definitely. So the 2-seam fastball is just a little bit slower than the 4-speed and comes in a bit. That's the theory?
2-seam, you can make it move.
Yeah.
You can make it move either in or out. 4-seam's going to have a little more velocity, a little straighter.
So he's
curveball just a little bit short.
Yep. So he's going in, out at the moment.
4-seam's going to be a one that you get a little bit of rise to.
Yep.
So pitchers can get that one up in the zone. Or 2-seam, you're going to be able to spot up.
All the 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Hit right over Duncan's head, and right. Beautiful play by the replacement centre fielder.
Great sliding catch by Patrick English as he came into center field when Ryan Duncan went down to the bullpen a couple innings ago.
Came out.
After a quick start, jumped out 3-2 after 2 innings.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Glorious night here in Adelaide. Where else would you want to be but it's Super League Baseball, the biggest sporting event in town today. Test match might take over tomorrow in the cricket, but tonight it's all baseball. And it's a big final week of the regular season. 4 teams in the comp, and all 4 are still in it going to their final game. 3 of the 4 will make the playoffs. 1 of these two, the Clippers or the Carp, will go to the grand final next week. And as we head to the 6th of a 7-inning contest, time-wise, it looks okay, but 2 long innings will go 7. And teams are starting to make the changes.
It looked okay last week too.
Yes,
but
it
then
did.
There was a half-hour bottom of the 6th inning, and the Carp ran away with that game. But looks like we got another Wojtek called to the bullpen here after Chris Burkholder,
Hey.
2 marvelous innings of work,
Yeah.
kept his
Oh,
team
yeah,
exactly in at 3-2.
Roger. Good.
Clippers
Hey.
going to go
Good.
to Roger
Good.
here.
There we go. I understand that.
He's going to come in, and he's also going to try to keep the Sweet Amber Pale
1.
Clippers at one behind.
Oh, yes. Roger actually had his ABL debut last week, and I've got his surname up. Just give me a second.
I'll let you give that one a go. I'm not going to give that one a
I
try.
was batting 1,000 and ABL on his surname. It's all about breaking it up and coming back again.
I'll stick to the
Roger.
Lapiana. Sure.
What's so tricky about that? On Bite Live, we had 2 amazing things happen. We were playing Coletto come up 17 for the Heat. He was the last man on their squad. And as we've got a strikeout there, Coletto hit a beautiful hit in the 5.5 hole, his first at bat as a 17-year-old. So even though the game itself was run and done, there were still some magical moments to come out of it.
It's one of the things that happens in a game that gets to be one-sided, blowout, that you do get some of the younger players getting to take over, get some days off for some. Van Keefing's going to go after the first pitch he sees. Struck out his first time at bat. This time he jumps all over it. Hold on to win.
Absolutely. I should add, the man that Roger struck out, Tim Kennelly, who played his 250th game in the ABL. I don't know how many hundreds he played in a minor league in the state. So one of the absolute veterans and legends is your first strikeout victim. Not bad.
Yeah, you definitely going to feel good when you may not know who you struck out until afterwards, when everyone tells you, and then
that's it.
Then you look back and go, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yes, I have a feeling that it was a huge moment that was lost along the way. I don't think Kennelly appreciated being struck out.
Yeah, that was a strike. Yeah, that's fine.
And Roger may not have known at the time.
It's not the first time.
But back to this game, because there was plenty happening. Of course, we do have the singles, so the Carp trying to get some insurance here at the top of the 6th, leading by 1. 1 out. Blake Farr at the plate, I think. Roger the lefty.
Lays off the curveball there. Last time he swung on the curveball in the dirt. And so he wasn't too happy with himself. He knew he shouldn't have swung at that after fouling one back. Just be 1-2 count coming up. Eye on keeping steal bases. He's running here. It's going to be high curveball. Ball's going to sail a little bit. Going to go into center field. It's going to be a stolen base for keeping, and then he's going to advance to third on an error by Alex Carter as the ball sailed on.
Suddenly the Carp with 1 out are a nice sacrifice fly away from doubling their lead.
The Clippers are going to have to bring the infield in here, trailing by a run. They can't afford to give up another one this late in the game to go down by 2.
Also means that if the pitch happens to be as a strikeout, I should have, that's 2 strikeouts this inning, and that very important pitch takes the sacrifice away. If this happens to get past McGarry, then that could also be a run. So not a lot of room for errors here for the Clippers as we're getting to the pointy end of the contest.
Yeah, we're at the same part almost as we were last week in the 6th inning for Mason Clavel. Talked about it last week, how he struggled for most season with the bat. He's caught every inning of every game for the Carp so far. The opportunity with 2 men on base, they needed a clutch hit. He came through with a single into center field, put them ahead, and they scored a couple more after. Here's another opportunity for a player who struggled a little bit to kind of pay back the baseball gods and give his team a 2-run lead.
Yes, the baseball gods are a weird bunch. Their timing can be a little bit on the irregular side. What makes them happy, what doesn't? Apparently stepping on foul lines is not a popular thing. Did a lot of the Adelaide Bike players to do a profile sheet. One of the questions was, what's your superstition? And I reckon maybe a third of them said don't step on foul lines.
Well, that's kind of one that I think almost all the players, the ones who didn't say it, probably just know it.
Yes.
One of the extreme measures when he was going on and off the mound.
Well, Roger, 3 shot Pratt on the ABL coverage about. I'm amazed that in the amazing dictionary of baseball that there is no saying for when you strike out the side, when you go K, 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 okay? And so Scott gave me the homework to actually come up with a saying, and we'll just try and introduce it in there somewhere and see how it goes off. And to me, he's K'd the inning, so you just call it a kinning. Simple.
Ah. Yeah, well...
Not quite a kinning on that occasion.
If you get the 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches,
No, it just strikes the subject.
we're here. We're in the bottom of the 6th.
We are.
See a beautiful sun over their right shoulder here. You got the grandstands, Bennett Field. Perfect place for baseball games here in the summer in Adelaide. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Yep.
Clippers get a couple cracks at this here. Down 3-2.
And we
winner of this game gets first place overall. Get a bye into the grand final. They're going to be pressing these next couple innings. Ryan Duncan in for his 2nd inning of work.
So then it'll be interesting to see who the Carp come home with. We are 18 minutes away from the clock expiring, so I guess if the Clippers get a big inning and get some runs, they might try and extend it because they'll have the lead. But right now, it is 9-1-2, so if we do go 7, it will be the best of the Clippers order. At least we'll go down to 5. Just run.
There for Dalton Probert. There wouldn't have been any opportunity there for the shortstop to make that play.
Yeah. So, in a game that had a lot of runs early, and it's just dried up as we've brought the best pitchers in, the aces of Burkholder and Duncan, who between them have a combined ERA of zippity-doo-dah. It's tightened up, and this is about as good an opportunity as you're going to get. Lakshmi is going to try the bunt with no success, and we're 1-1. So we're back to the top.
One of each.
Mike Mesh squared around there. Clippers are now maybe looking for a little small ball as they need that run to.
Oh.
No, they've been designed to miss as wide with that one there.
30 ball. Not sure if they're going to get. Obviously not a recorded pitch.
Yeah, umpires, it's kind of up to their discretion. They don't have to give time, but something usually that late, don't really offer it, as it's a little late on the pitcher.
So just looking at the box score, the Carp with 3 runs from 5 hits, errorless tonight. The Clippers 2 runs from 2 hits, one of which was, the scoring one was of course a 2-run home run, and the 1 error. So hitters count, none out. This is a big moment for the Clippers. And the outside strike even, well, brings us to the money pitch.
See if the Clippers decide if they want to get Dalton Probert in motion here. He does have good speed, runs well. Like Mesh is a contact hitter, puts the ball in play. Usually want to stay out of a double play. Not running. Called strike 3. Good curveball, Ryan Duncan. Caught the young Frenchman frozen.
Just remind me, the bottom of the strike zone is the knees. Is that?
Knees-ish.
Knees-ish. Okay.
Every umpire is going to have a little bit different in the strike zone.
Okay.
I always, as a pitcher, former pitcher, I did love umpires that called just below the knees a little bit.
Just at the ankles.
I'll take the biggest zone that I could get.
Yes, exactly. So that's a big strikeout. Duncan hoping to keep that ERA intact. And then who would you bring? Would it be Van der Linden?
He is down in the bullpen, as we do have a new shortstop. Looks like it's one of the young Chinese players taking over at short there. There's a good fastball in the outside corner by Duncan. Gets ahead 0-1 after looking over to first.
One strike.
See if we can figure out who that is at shortstop today, but Vanderlinden is down in the bullpen.
So he'll bring it
be
home.
the next man out if they're looking to close things down if they get the opportunity.
As a grounding ball gives Mead a task, scoots, and there's, well, he took the out that was given. That was pretty well placed to advance the runner. Mead really had he had no play at second, had to go to first. And so if Joyce can get a hit to the outfield, we may have ourselves a tied ball game.
That's exactly what the Clippers want. Man at second base with good speed. Dalton Probert knows how to run the bases well. And they're power hitting Terrell Joyce up there. We'll be looking for a base hit to tie this game up.
So Joyce wanted to put the Clippers ahead right there and then, but missed everything. Big second out here. Clippers a man in scoring position, but no outs to play with. Probably would rue that strikeout because the Phantom short gets a nice pickup. Lots of dust, but in there is an out. Threat averted for the Carp.
With Black Crow.
He did give up the single, but he struck.
And it was a Sunny.
And
But it might be Inglis followed by Sunny. It is 2 out.
a bye to the grand final.
Well, Carp are flying at the minute. Chance here to add to the 2 runs. But they are 3 outs away from a spot in the championship game. Maybe more if they can convert a hit here.
Terrell Joyce checking on Curtis Mead. Curveball. Thompson at third comes up with it. Solid throw over. Jordy McCardle with the good scoop. Possibly saves a run. And
Interesting
the
choice
Clippers
there.
season.
That the third baseman didn't elect to go to third base, only needed the 1 out, or did he feel a bit flat-footed?
No, you got to know where you're going with the ball before you get it.
Yeah.
As third baseman, you're not expecting the runner to maybe run all the way through. You don't want to get caught in a rundown when you know you just have to make a good throw across the diamond to get the final
No
out.
worries. Thank you.
Okay. Because it wasn't a forced situation, was it?
No, it was just the runner at second base here.
Yeah, so that would explain that. Okay. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. And the Clippers have got 3 outs to find 2 runs to take it to extras. And I guess, well, we're not going to go to extras because we're past the hour 50. So basically it's what the Clippers do with these 3 outs that will decide whether they're in next week's game or whether they're in the championship
Hey,
game.
you're up 2?
Yeah,
Good.
if they get 2, everyone's going to be sitting on pins and needles. Because
Yes.
if they get 2 and tie this up and we end on a draw, the Crushers have a chance to
somehow get
win out with a victory tonight because they held head-to-head in runs. When we get to those secondary and tertiary stats,
It's a clear winner in all of those head-to-heads except .00.
This isn't working. Since then, his changeup's been on, and he's been one of their best pitchers. There's that good changeup to get LeBlanc down to the Mrs. Badley was first one there. Nerves are going to be kind of going a little bit here. He's pitched in a grand final for West Torrens. Probably going to be fairly calm. Going to go after a hitter here.
And
Big Twin Hoshti's trying to tie it up.
He's got a very good chance of pitching in another one in 2 weeks' time. If you're local, the games next 2 weeks, Wednesday night, single games, 7 o'clock, first pitch. Free entry. Food, drinks, as that one is hit right down the middle. And 1 out needed. There it is! They started slow, but they finished mightily strong. The Carp are victorious, and we will see them in 2 weeks in the Super League Championship game. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the 7th sees them home 4 runs to 2 over the Clippers, who we will see in next week's prelim.
Great job by the Carp this season. Claimed their First inaugural season here of the Super League. Clinch first place tonight. Grab a bye all the way to the grand final. Clippers will be sitting around. They're going to be waiting curiously with this final game tonight in about half hour, 45 minutes. If you're local, make sure you come down. We have an elimination game starting. Denmark Crushers, PSR Plumbing Wasps. Winner gets second place. Home field in the game in the semifinal next week. Losers going home.
Losers in the stands with us next week. Thank you so much. We're going to take a break on Spacequake Sports. The big elimination finale of the minor round will be up in half an hour. It is 4-2 to the Carp. Good night from West Beach.